Hey guys, and welcome back to another review on the Simple Car Guy channel. Today we are checking out an articulating borescope that I think can be very useful when inspecting or working on a car. So it came in this big brown box. Not a lot of information here, but let's go inside and check it out. It comes in this pretty cool, hard but soft to the touch case. It's going to be well protected. So let's open it up and see what the device actually looks like. And here it is. So this is the actual device. I'm going to take it out right here. Slowly unwind the actual camera, or the camera cable, I guess. So we have the USB cables. This is of course compatible with an Android or an iPhone. So you have the USB Type-C. You have your micro SD and lightning connector. So basically works on any phone that you can imagine. Well, anything that's popular nowadays. You have a microfiber or a little towel to clean the displays or the camera, most likely. And we have, of course, the user manual that gives you a little bit of information on how to use it, what it actually does, and information how to get the app. You just have the QR code that you're going to scan, and you can, of course, get the app for your Android or Apple devices. A little bit more information or specifications here. So the lens is actually 8.5 millimeters. The tube, this cable right here, is 1 meter, so that's about 3 feet. Not the longest I've seen, but I've had some that were 50 feet long, and it's not very useful for car maintenance stuff. Probably very good for plumbing and things like that, but this is not what I got this one for. It has a 22 milliamp hour battery, very nice, and of course 8-piece LED. So right behind that cover, we have 8 little LEDs in there. We'll see how well those work in just a minute. But now let's look at the device itself. So on the left side here, we have the USB 2.0. So this is for actually plugging into your device. This works wirelessly or with the cable, so that's pretty cool. You have your USB Type-C for charging the actual device, the 2200 milliamp hour battery, so you can power the device, of course. And then we have 2 buttons on the right side. We have the power and LED button, as well as the picture and video start and stop button on the right side. And of course, the main dial here, that's what's going to be articulating the camera. Let's see how that works. Okay, that's pretty cool. Come on. I like that. Yeah, it looks very easy, moves very quickly, super responsive. All right, so let's get a phone, put that in and see how well it works. I'm really interested to see how good the quality of the lens is. You know, looking at the specs, we can definitely see some of the positives. You know, it has stuff like high temp protection, it has 1080p, there's no tricky or anything setup. The setup is super easy. All you really have to do is get the app, turn it on. There's no sign up, there's no anything else. It should just work, but let's prove that live on camera. I'm gonna get the cable. Okay, and now I'm gonna power the device. Right there, it said the camera has been initialized. So as you can see, it's very easy to set up. All you really have to do is download the app, plug it in. There's no additional setup at all. Basically, just, you know, if you want to allow the app to use your phone's photo app to save the pictures. But that's about it. And then you can articulate the camera this easily and at the same time see everything on your phone. Very cool. This works very well. I'm super impressed how easy it is to actually use. Before we go down to the car and start using this on an actual vehicle, let's see what kind of options we have in the app. So if you go to settings, we have clean cache, language. So let's see what languages we have. These languages if you're interested. PDF production, FPS, so only one option, 20 frames per second. Format, so this saves in MJPEG. Very simple. Timestamp, so you can add that if you like, and a little bit more information about the app. You can flip the video, so you can flip that around. You know, if you have it like this, you can flip the video, so now it's actually oriented correctly for you to see. You also get the temperature, which is very interesting. So it monitors the actual lens on the camera to make sure it's not overheating, and if it is, if it gets over 90, it will shut, or 95 degrees, it will shut off on its own. So that's very useful. Of course, your videos and pictures are going to be saved right here, and you can press here to take a picture, or press right there to start recording video, which is exactly the same as this button right there. But that's about it for the app. Now let's go to the car and see how useful this device actually is. There are definitely many ways to use this camera, but one of them would be to just inspect your car or inspect a car that you're trying to buy used. One of the examples could just be as simple as checking the brakes on or the brake pads on the vehicle. So I'm going to turn the LED on. There you go, we have the LED on, and we're going to go in. We know that it articulates this way. I'm going to go in, move it inside just a little bit, and there you go. We can see our brake pads perfectly. Look how clear that is. That's so good. Go on the other side. Normally, with a normal endoscope or borescope, it would be impossible to see, but now I can just kind of fold it in a little bit. See, I'm moving it. That way I have perfect, clear view of the brake pad on this rotor as well. So easy. At the same time, while we're here, we can just look. I'm going to put the camera back further in, turn it in, and now I can look at all of the suspension pieces to see if there's anything worn out. Or even better, I can go on this side. Now I can see my upgraded suspension. I can see that this car has a different spring installed. I want to make sure nothing slid or any bolts came loose or anything like that. So I'm just going to go in and raise it up. Look, boom, there's my bolt. Check the other one. That one looks good as well. So now I'm just going to point the camera down and look at the bottom as well. Inspect it. Yep, the spring is still correctly where it's supposed to be. I don't even have to move the wheel or anything. So this is very, very nice for inspecting vehicles, even simple stuff like this. And of course, it goes much, much further than just inspecting brakes on a vehicle. Let's say you're looking to buy a BMW 335 like this one. You definitely want to check, for example, if there are any leaks around the oil filter housing just right here. So normally you can put it kind of like this, but now we can go deeper in and look at that. Oh, there's some oil in there. Wonder why. So we can do a little bit of inspection just like that, move it around, get to the right spot where we can actually see stuff. And of course, if you work on engines or you rebuild engines, there's a ton of uses for this device as well. As an example, you can go into your intake and look at all of that sludge that's built up just to see how the valves look. You can figure out if the car needs, I don't know, walnut blasting or something like that. Look at all that stuff. You can easily move between the two. You can even go a little bit deeper, move it around. It'll focus just fine. Look at that. So like obviously you can tell that this engine would need some love. And if you're changing spark plugs, you can definitely put this inside the spark plug hole and actually see what's happening inside the cylinder. All right, so as you can see, now I'm gonna go inside the cylinder. And normally this would be all the view that you can get just because, you know, that's how the camera is. But with this one, look, you can move the camera around. We can look at the side. So we can look at the side of the cylinder wall, turn it around. To summarize, I like the image quality that it produces. It's easy to set up and use. It also works great for car inspection, but can be used for plumbing, electrical, and other DIY jobs as well. The clamp is very sturdy and made out of metal, so it holds the phone well. I do wish I had a hook attachment, as I've used that before to get the washers out of the engine bay. It's also not waterproof due to the articulating action. Other than that, I could not find any other flaws. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video if you liked it, and I hope to see you in the next one.